G'day my friends, Marty We're here from Marty's Garden. If you don't know me already, I'm an Australian agricultural horticulturist who likes to push the limits in permaculture, small space gardening and show you what can be done. I even have a little micro farm here where I connect it all together to grow the food and sell bagged compost. I sell a few worms and a few castings here and there, but mostly I have a quality compost that goes out. But today we're not really talking about that. What we're talking about is the extension to the micro farm and adding the edible section so I can farm worms and grow food at the same time and keep everything interconnected. Now, I did promise you that 2021 was going to be next level stuff. Well, maybe for some this will be, maybe for some it won't, but I haven't seen much of this before and I have implemented it when I had the micro farm up in Byron Bay. I just didn't really film it. So what I'm doing is I'm adding straw bales on the sides of the windrows now and building these edible gardens. And what that will mean is that I can actually use that space to not only create more awesome compost or build another garden space by building raised beds above the ground using straw and coffee. I can also then, at the end, move it through the windrows. It can go out to be sold, or I can rebuild on it and keep building my worm populations up in that area. I still haven't decided what to do with that. It's about $13 a bale. And it's not really too expensive when you consider that you don't really have to build any sort of garden bed walls. You're just building and growing on top of your straw bales. And as they break down and move into the soil, you're not digging or anything like that. So the microbiology just builds up like crazy. Now I've got an amazing fungi growing in there at the moment, and because that's already in the system, it's already through the grass, it's all through the windrows, it's into the worm farms, so it entered the straw bales quite quickly. Now they like to feed on the coffee grounds, which is a high in nitrogen that I'm feeding the bales, and I'm going to plant out the bales on the top and on the sides slowly over time for this autumn garden. Then I'll decide what I'm going to do going on into the winter. Now, if you want to learn about straw bale gardening, I'm actually filming the whole lot in my Worm Wranglers 3 members area. And I'm filming it step by step as I go, showing the process. So if you're interested in that, jump in there, less than a pizza. There's already 2 other courses in there, starting a worm farmer beginner's guide and starting organic seedlings a beginner's guide. Now this is starting a straw bale gardener beginner's guide. And this is really, really cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the story along the way of sort of how they're coming along and why I'm doing it. Because I really want to keep growing fresh organic food and expand out of my space. I have a very small space and I want to grow more veggies and herbs and different things out of these bales, even some strawberries and just more food, more fresh food. I'm saving a lot of money doing it that way. And I think if you're really keen and you want to learn more about worm farming and sort of adding that extra biology and building the beds up, you can do that, because when you build a straw bale garden, you're not actually digging, right? You're just putting it straight on top. You're planting into it as you build the bale, and then you're planting more plants over time and using that space accordingly. And you can use the vertical space while it's still sort of breaking down. And then as it's breaking down, you're adding more onto it, more compost onto it, and planting more plants into it. And you just keep using that space over and over again, never moving the biology. You don't have to dig holes. And so it just gets better and better and better. And that's how I've been growing papayas and betel leaf and all amazing stuff in my backyard now. Goes to show that it works really awesome. So if you've got a big barrel set up like I've got, and you saw the last video where you could plant below the biggest worm farm ever, well, you could put around the bottom of your big worm farm straw bales and then have a big worm farm system, straw bales around the bottom, and the whole system would just be feeding itself and just going absolutely ballistic. And I still may do that. I've got to add up to the ends there and sort of go around the corner and then build these straw bale worm farm areas, which is going to be coming up in the near future. I'm not sure if it's going to go on here on the channel or into the Worm Wranglers members area. Maybe I'll share a bit of both. We'll see. But anyway, keep following the story and just keep growing amazing plants. And remember, you can create these awesome recycled loops by feeding the soil, not the plants, and just grow lots and lots of healthy, fresh food. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box down below. Happy to answer them, and I'll see you at the next video /vlog real soon. Remember, you can learn the straw bale gardening in Level 3 Worm Wranglers area, which there'll be a link down below in the description for you guys. Have a great day. Happy gardening. See you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.